So you already saw the title of this video, and I don't know, today I woke up super early, like at 8 a.m. It's weird for even myself, but I got woken up by one of my cats. And speaking of cats, I've made a lot of videos, not a lot, but I made a few videos about one of my cats, Pumba. And Pumba is no longer with us. Um, we had to put him down. We had to put him down because he wasn't feeling well and he wasn't feeling great. And we had to put him down. And it was one of the hardest choices in my life so far. And probably the two worst days of my life. It was awful. It was the most depressing and awful thing I had to do and witness. So basically, what happened is my mom and I were babysitting one of my sister's cats. I don't remember if we saw him in some videos I made, but I know that before going to Wildwood, I filmed him while we were leaving because he was still here. So we were babysitting him, and we kept this cat from maybe March until September or October of this year. And right when my sister took him back, because she was having issues with moving and all of that stuff, it's too complicated for that. Basically, since he went back to my sister, he started to get sick. And I don't know if it has to do with him leaving, but that the timing was just weird. And right when he left, maybe a week or a few days before he left, I'm my sister's cat. Um, he started Pumba to sneeze a lot. Like his nose was leaking, he was sneezing a lot, and he was really like he really missed that little cat. Like he was looking for him around the house, and he just started to be more affectionate like he used to before a few years back. He was always like cuddling with me. That time I was petting him, he cuddled, he came more often in my bed than usual. And then he was just like cats, they do, or when it happens they get sick, but sick as in they have it feels like they have a hairball, but it's not a hairball. He tries to spit something and it just won't come out, and it was happening for 2 to 3 weeks. And I was just like, he's gonna heal back. So I'm like putting Vaseline on his nose so that he can lick it and just get rid of what's inside his throat. And then almost a week after that, we realized that Pumbaa lost a lot of weight. Like he was a big cat. And we just realized like, oh my God, like he lost so much weight. And we realized that he stopped eating his food. So I decided if he's not gonna eat his regular food, I'm just gonna give him like 3 treats, or like the canned food that's it's not hard food like Purina hard food. I'm gonna give him like canned food that it's gonna be easy for him to swallow. So since then I've been giving him that to eat for 2 months, 2 months and a half maybe. And there's a time he just didn't want to eat at all, and it was just super hard to have him eat. And I just thought he was sick and that he would just get better. And I started to put like some fish oil. It's like not some sort of vitamin or pill, but there's like pills, gooey pills with fish oil in it. So cut, I put a hole in the pill and put the liquid on his food so that he can eat it since it's fish oil. And it worked for a little. And I thought he was coming back to normal. And he stopped coughing and all of that stuff. But he just wouldn't want to eat regular food. So I received a cat fountain on Christmas 2 years ago, and I decided to put the water fountain back on so that because he just didn't want to go to the food and water bowl because he would drink water from my mom's uh, mug next to her bed or on the table and drink the water from there. So I put the water fountain. He drank a little water from there. I thought he was back to normal and that like he's no longer sick, but he's going to have to only eat like soft food and not hard food. So every single day for 2 months, I had to feed him myself, not like hold him and put the food in his mouth, but I had like to make a separate plate with the food and give it to him like multiple times a day. And it was a lot. It was super hard sometimes. He didn't want to eat it. He only wants it when it's fresh off the can. And it was just basically like, it was hard to take care of him, but I just thought like I could save him and he's gonna eat regular food soon. And he did eat some regular food a little, which I thought like, wow, like this is great, like he's eating his normal food again. And he started to meow again, which he hasn't done in like weeks. So I thought we were getting him back. And it just kept on getting worse and worse. He got skinnier and skinnier, and he was just moving less and less. He was still able to move around by himself, but he would just spend his days like if I was in the living room, he was just standing there looking at me, not doing anything, or just stare at a wall. So I would take him and put him on me and pet him. And it's now we're getting to the not so fun part of the story. So we're in December, beginning of December, maybe December 7th. We're December 7th, and like usual, I wake up in the morning, I go see him, and I get him out of his bed and I feed him. And I couldn't find him in his bed. He was under the guest room's bed. So he's like laying on the floor under the bed. So I go under the bed and I take him and push him out, and I just see a lot of liquid on the floor, and I have some liquid on my hand. I smell my hand and it's pee, because I was worried that he no longer went into his litter box. And I pick him up and my hand is full of cat pee. So realized like he doesn't even go in the litter box anymore. So I call my mom, I tell her that, and she's like, well, we don't have a choice. He's peeing on himself, he's barely eating. We have to put him down. So right after that phone call, I was just completely devastated. I cleaned the pee on the floor. That's my other cat, Macho. Cleaned the pee on him on the floor, and I got him downstairs right where I am. And where I'm sitting, he was right there on the floor, and I put a towel and a blanket. I put him there and I wrapped him in the blanket. I put his food and water next to him, and I was just devastated. And thank God I wasn't working around that time, and I was there taking care of him. I didn't even think about tomorrow or a few weeks later or next year or whatsoever. And I barely used my phone. Like, I didn't even want to listen to music. I didn't want to watch TV. I didn't want to play Xbox or Switch. Like, I didn't even want to like call someone or text people. I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't even want to eat. Like, I was just like staying next to him, laying down next to him, petting him, kissing him, and just spending the most time I could with him. It's the next day, December 8th. He's at his usual spot upstairs. I pet him and all, and we get ready to like leave to go to the vet. And the thing is, a few days later after that, like, I was working on a commercial, so I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to work on the commercial after what's going on. But anyways, I get dressed up, we get ready. I thought we were gonna put him in a cage, but we just wrapped him around a blanket, and I carried him into the car. We drove to the vet, got to the vet. That was probably the hardest part of it all, is going to the vet, staying in the room with him. We had to like put him to sleep at first, and when he was sleeping, he was, I don't know how to say it in English, but he was probably, I think the word is purring like, and it's like, oh my god, he's asleep, but like he's purring. But I know that cats, when they purr, it doesn't mean that they're happy. It could mean that it could be a barrage, or it doesn't always mean they're happy when they're purring, and that they also do it to like disguise their sadness or pain by doing it. So he's doing it while he's asleep, and then we put him down, and I just see him in front of me, and I was holding him the entire time, and just stopped moving. The hardest part was leaving him there and realizing when I get back home that he's not gonna be home. I was just looking at him, and I didn't want to leave. Like, I was looking at him for like the last time ever, and I just left. And that weekend was pretty hard. It's still hard. I think about him every single day. It was my lock screen on my phone before he passed away, because I was just so worried about him, and I just know he's no longer suffering or in pain. We paid to have his ashes, and we got them sooner than expected. And we went to the vet yesterday to get the ashes, and we opened it up, and just seeing the ashes was troubling to me, like realizing that it's him but in ashes, and that was hard. And I miss him every single day. My other cats, they miss him. There's one right there, Masal. He's been looking around the house for him, and he's been meowing more often than usual. And the other one, Macho, just recently started to look around for him. It felt like he didn't care, but he waked me up this morning at 8 a.m. because he was meowing around the house like he thought he was alone, since the other cat was in my bed. So I got up and fed him and all of that. But yeah, that's why I haven't been like posting videos. I've been making hockey edits, mostly on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I was feeling more comfortable doing those than normal YouTube videos, because I was just too busy I could have made videos, but I was just too busy and too dedicated to taking care of my cat on his last days. And it was pretty hard, not gonna lie. And just waking up on Saturday morning and not seeing him was hard. Like going to sleep and not telling him goodnight or seeing him before going to sleep was hard. But then waking up the next day and realizing he's not there was pretty also extremely hard to process. And the thing is, it was harder for me to lose one of my cats than my grandfather, because when my grandfather passed away, um, they were all there. Like your pets, you have them 24/7 with you. And when one of them is gone, it's just awful and it feels weird. For those wondering how we got Pumba, we had him for like 14 years. And normally, I don't know why I thought cats would live up to like 20 years old, because one of my grandmother's cats was, I remember when we saw him, it was around 20 in cat years. But yeah. And I remember we got him because we had two cats, and one of them, Sparky, an orange cat, like ran away, literally ran away. A window was open and he just got out of the window by curiosity during the night, and we never saw him again. And I didn't want to leave Macho, the gray and white cat, by himself, so we decided to get another cat, and it was Pumba. And we didn't go to the animal shelter to see him specifically. We were there for another cat. But I don't know, just looking at him at the shelter, I was looking at him, he was looking at me, it clicked. And we looked at him for a while, and I was like, nah, I was like, I want him. Like, I don't know why, but it's clicking. Like, we're both like clicking, and I don't know, we should get him. And we got him. And I remember the ride back home. He was farting the entire time because he was scared and nervous. And when we got home, he was on the defensive side and would just growl and hit Macho nonstop. And when we got Mozart, the other cat who's right in front of me, he was more like a dad figure to him. He was cleaning him, like licking his ears, his head, his eyes. Like he was like a father figure to this cat. It's weird to say, but that's how it was. And that's how we got him. And yep, he's gone. So we were supposed to receive his ashes in like January, but it got done earlier than expected. So we don't know where to put the box he's in yet. Like, we don't have a place for it. We already collected some of his cat hair before leaving the vet when we had to put him down, and they gave us more, so that's some of his hair. Some of you might think it's weird, but that's just how they do it. And I'm glad we have this, because it's like the last physical thing about him that we still have. Like, I have hundreds of pictures and videos, but physically he's no longer there, so that's like the last thing. But this is the box with the hashes, and I'm just gonna show you the box. I don't want to open it on camera, it's weird, but that's what it looks like. It has his name on it, and yep, the box looks like this, and the hashes are in a Ziploc bag inside of another similar bag. But yep, that's that's pretty much it, I guess. Like, I didn't expect to cry or almost cry filming this, but it's been hard these last couple of days and weeks, and right around the holidays it's even harder. So yep, that's why I haven't been much active on YouTube. I was just taking care of him, and then he left us. So gonna end this right here. I don't know if I'll do another video before the end of the year, probably a recap of my year, and maybe the vlogs in Wildwood that I did in July will probably be out in January next year. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna end this right here. Thank you for watching, and if you have pets, please cherish them. Cherish them a lot, and just be there for them. And yeah, just thank you for watching, and I'll see you on another video. See you on the next video.